When most people hear the fall of Rome, one date immediately comes to mind: 476. It's taught in classrooms around the world as the moment the Roman Empire collapsed. But what actually happened? Did cities suddenly burn? Did Roman civilization disappear overnight? Did the empire simply vanish? The answer is far more complicated and far more interesting. The event of 476 marked the end of the Western Roman Emperor, but not the end of Rome itself. By the end of this episode, we'll see why many historians today consider 476 not the death of Rome, but one chapter in a much longer Roman story. By the mid-5th century, much of the Western Empire was already under the control of Germanic kingdoms. The Roman government had lost direct authority over many provinces. The Visigoths ruled much of Spain and southern Gaul. The Vandals controlled North Africa, including the vital city of Carthage. The Burgundians held lands along the Rhone River. The Suebi occupied northwestern Spain. Meanwhile, the Franks were steadily expanding in northern Gaul. These were not merely invading armies. They were functioning kingdoms that often adopted Roman laws, Roman taxation, Latin administration, and even Roman titles. In many places, everyday life continued with remarkable continuity despite new rulers. The central figure of 476 was Odoacer. Odoacer served as commander of many Germanic soldiers employed by the Roman army. These federate troops had fought for Rome, but they increasingly demanded land in payment. When those demands were denied, Odoacer led a revolt. His army defeated the remaining Western imperial government in Italy. Instead of crowning himself emperor, Odoacer made a surprising decision. He accepted the title King of Italy while acknowledging the authority of the Eastern Roman Emperor in Constantinople. That choice tells us something important. Even after removing the Western emperor, Roman legitimacy still mattered. The emperor Odoacer removed was Romulus Augustulus. His name is almost symbolic. Romulus echoed the legendary founder of Rome. Augustulus means Little Augustus, a nickname suggesting his youth and limited authority. Romulus was probably only a teenager. He possessed little real power. The true authority had rested with his father, Orestes, who had placed him on the throne. After defeating Orestes, Odoacer deposed Romulus. Unlike many previous Roman rulers, Romulus was not executed. Instead, he was granted a pension and allowed to retire peacefully in southern Italy. For the last emperor of the West, it was a remarkably quiet ending. The event that became famous occurred after Romulus' removal. Odoacer sent the imperial insignia, the symbols of Western imperial authority, to the Eastern emperor in Constantinople. His message was simple. The Roman world no longer needed two emperors. One emperor could rule the entire Roman Empire. The Eastern emperor, Zeno, accepted Odoacer as ruler of Italy. No replacement Western emperor was appointed. That administrative decision became the traditional marker for the end of the Western Roman Empire. Yet the Eastern Roman Empire continued uninterrupted. Roman government still existed. Roman laws still functioned. Roman taxes were still collected. Roman armies still marched. For ordinary people, life did not suddenly become medieval overnight. Roman cities continued functioning. Roads remained in use. Churches continued operating. Latin remained the language of government throughout much of Western Europe. Roman law influenced new Germanic kingdoms. Many Germanic kings employed Roman administrators. Coins were still minted. Taxes were still collected. In many regions, the transition was gradual rather than catastrophic. The greatest changes unfolded over generations, not days. This is one reason many historians prefer to describe the process as the transformation of the Western Roman Empire rather than its instantaneous collapse. Perhaps the most important point is this. Rome did not disappear in 476. The Eastern Roman Empire continued from its capital at Constantinople. Its citizens still called themselves Romans. Its emperors called themselves Roman emperors. Its laws remained Roman. Its army remained Roman. Its government traced an unbroken line back to Augustus. Nearly a century later, Emperor Justinian I would even launch campaigns to reconquer Italy, North Africa, and parts of Spain in an attempt to restore imperial unity. The Eastern Roman Empire, often called the Byzantine Empire today, would endure until 1453, almost 1,000 years after the events of 476. The year 476 was unquestionably significant. It marked the end of the Western imperial office, but it was not the end of Rome. Roman law survived. Roman language evolved into the Romance languages. Roman Christianity spread across Europe. Roman government continued in Constantinople. Roman identity persisted for centuries. Rather than asking, when did Rome fall? Perhaps the better question is, which Rome are we talking about? Because while the Western Empire ended in 476, the Roman Empire itself continued to shape the world for nearly another millennium. And in our next episode, we'll follow that surviving empire eastward to Constantinople, where Rome would reinvent itself and endure through the age we now call the Byzantine Empire.